Hello, welcome back. Here is our second card for April's virtual monthly workshop. Still having troubles with that. This one uses one of my most favorite sets in the catalog, and it's one that I've always said, oh, I can't wait to use that, can't wait to use it. It was one of the first things I ordered when the catalog went live last year, and I never used it. And I'm just kicking myself because this one really is fabulous. And I really did you all a disservice by not showing you all the awesomeness that you can do with it. So here's the card that we're making. And this happy die cuts from a solid piece of cardstock. Isn't that so cool? Here, let me put the blue behind it so you can really tell. It also has these dashed embossed stitch lines. It does a regular straight stitch line. There's a banner, there's stars, there's balloons, there's a cloud layer. And these are all a good 6 inches wide. So you can do your full card front the long way, which is awesome, your balloon string. And then the stamp set itself is pretty great in itself because you don't have to use the dies. You've got happy to celebrate you just mix and match. To have you in my life, graduation, you've got your stars, you've got your balloons. It's a good one. Let me just say that it's a good one, and I'm sorry for not showing it to you sooner. Anyway, I just love this card that I made. And I think this one is probably my favorite out of the 3 cards for tonight. Let's get started on it. So not only is the Stampin' Die retiring, the Designer Series paper stacks, the color families, those are retiring, but it's just the patterns that are retiring. They'll be back in the new catalog. So you don't have to worry about a color refresh or anything. We will be getting some new ink colors, which is awesome. For those of you that don't know, the ink colors are colors that Stampin' Up! Has for 2 years. It's a group of 5, and every year they change out the 5 colors. So the Terracotta Tile, Rococo Rose, Seaside Spray, Purple Posy, and Pretty Peacock. Those 5 colors are all retiring. I think some of them are already gone. So if you need any ink refill, that's a must. If you have those colors, you want to make sure you get those before they're not sold out. And hopefully they're not already gone. Okay, but for your pieces, what you're going to have, thick Whisper White card base, a Pacific Point mat. This is some cheap white cardstock that I got I think Office Depot or something. I got this a long time ago when one of my girls were little, just for them to use for school projects and such. So I've got a base for that. And then there's a die cut piece. So what we need to do is we need to layer these 2 white pieces together, and we need to make some registration marks. This will help us know where to put our designer paper. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because the designer paper is plenty long. We just need to make sure we know that the designer paper has to be covering this area. So I've got my pencil marks. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put my adhesive here, if it'll let me. There we go. Troubles with this one today. There we go. And let me put those out in the order that I want. I really like the purple, pink, mango. All right, I should probably do Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, Mango Medley, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Coastal Cabana, and Pacific Point. And you can use either side. This one has all sorts of words. I think it says love what you do, share what you love on there. I found, that's what I was going to use originally, but I found it a little too busy behind the happy. So I flipped it over and used the wood grain, and I like that a lot better. Okay, so I'm starting with my gorgeous grape here on the right side. And now what I'm doing is I'm just butting these up next to each other, working my way across, and I'm shifting them a little bit just to make sure that I have this area covered with designer paper. Eddie, my kitty cat stirring. Okay, he's leaving it good. I've got a lot of lights and cords around, and I was just worried he was going to jump up here and then everything come crashing down. That has been known to happen. Okay, so I've got all the designer paper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just flipping it over to make sure I don't have any stray pieces hanging off. And I do, so I'm just going to trim that away. Just a smidge of purple over here, tempted just to leave it, but I started with a tiny little piece. Is it even worth it? Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and put this on Pacific Point mat. And isn't that just so fun and happy? I just love this. Love this. Go ahead and put it on the card base next. Crease scoring tool. Right. Center that there. All right, so I'll put that there. Now I've got my happy, and I need to stamp birthday on that. I'm going to do this before I assemble the card. And I'm using Pacific Point ink, and what I want to do is I want to have it kind of here below my little embossed dash lines. All right, next for the magic. Place this thing, otherwise there'll be some real magic happening all over. I always tend to get my hands in it. All right, now we're going to put a lot of dimensionals on the back. I like to use plenty so that if when it goes through the mail, it doesn't get crushed. I want to make sure that it's able to bounce back and still have all that dimension. There. Let's get these backs on. If you ever have a hard time getting the backing off your dimensionals, all you do is press your fingernail there into the middle of the dimensional, and it'll pop the edge off. These ones are don't seem to be having that problem today, but sometimes you'll get a batch where they just don't want to, just don't want to release. Okay, so now what we'll do is just carefully layer this right on top. Excuse my head if that gets in the way. I like to do this normally standing up, so I make sure I'm layered. So sitting down and making sure it's centered is giving me a little issues. It's making me be a lot more careful, I guess. All right, next we're just going to add some of these green gems from the Flowers for Every Season gem pack. These two are retiring. If you can get a hold of them, I highly recommend it. I love these green ones. They're kind of iridescent. And there's also a clear bubble that they look great as, well, bubbles. They also look good as raindrops. They're just, or if you just need a little something but don't want a rhinestone, they're perfect. And we'll actually be using them on our last card. And then again is the Flowers for Every Season gems. So there I sprinkled those on, and isn't it, it's just so pretty and happy, and you really don't need much to make this awesome card. It's a happy card. So anyway, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and I will see you again soon. Thanks.